If anybody needs a remaining quarter panel that's a good solid shape, I have no more use for this, so it's going to go in the scrap metal pile unless somebody needs some of this wheel well section or even some of this inner fender area. If you need that, hit me up. We can work something out. Hopefully you're close to Nebraska. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the shop. On this episode, we're going to attack the passenger side. We're going to get the quarter patch panels done. We're going to get the door fitted and the fender fitted and get them stripped down and get them in primer. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Let's get this thing done. First day off in like 2 months, and rather than work on the car, I worked on the garage. I cleaned this place up. It was a pigsty. Finally got the plywood put on that I've been meaning to put on for like 13 years. And I dug the quarter panel that I cut off of a parts car out from behind the garage. This thing is incredibly clean right where we need it. I scratched it off there with my pocket knife. There's no body filler that goes right down to the original paint. Nice and solid clean. Upon closer inspection of this thing, there are a bunch of welds right here and along through here, and then again up in here and around the back area, and then all along here with this seam sealer popping out. Pretty sure the parts car that I bought this from, that door came from, had been hit in the quarter at one point, and rather than putting a new quarter panel on it, they just hacked the old quarter panel inner structure out from another car and fused it onto the car to fix it. So hopefully that means that this is a good solid quarter. So far it feels great. There's no real big issues in there, so we'll come in here and we'll just kind of cut this section out here. Alright, so we got some good news here on this quarter. The inner quarter area right here, this is all solid. No rust in that really, just a little bit of pitting, a little bit of spot right there. I think I'm pretty much ground through that. It's a little soft in here, but I think it's going to be salvageable. So we really just have to make this patch right here for the quarter. The cavity wax that was in here, sticky, boogery stuff, but it did its job really well and protected this inner area. It was just right in here where this inner fender stops and the quarter's still kind of exposed. There's no seam seal or anything in there, and then that's where you start getting dirt and debris building up, rusting your quarter out. Over here on this quarter panel, so on the inner fender here, or outer wheelhouse, it stops right here and then it goes flat straight across, and there's a little bit of a spot right there, and that's where these things start rusting out, is right in that corner right there. You start getting dirt and stuff piling in there, and then this just slowly grows rust this way. So that being said, that's good news, so we can get to hacking this one up and start patching it in. Alright guys, so on the Prelude here, we've got the driver's side blocked out for the first time with the high build primer. Whole side's blocked out. She needs another coat. There's a couple rough spots, but it looks pretty good. The roof actually looks really well, so that's a solid. We have our donor quarter panel right here. We cut all the pieces off of that. There was a small bit of rust that we're going to have to patch in. And that's over here on the vise. So we have to patch this piece right here. So I went ahead and made a little patch panel and just spray painted that black, all of it, so I could see where I had to cut. Now I got my perfect cut, so I'm going to cut that out We'll slide our patch in. We're going to burn it in. We're going to probably blow a few holes in it, and it's going to be terrible, but we're going to do it. It's going to be easier to work on the bench than it is to be overhead welding. So we're going to get started on that tonight, and maybe, just maybe, this thing will be done, and maybe we can start trying to stick it to the car. So let's get to it. Alright guys, we got some boogers welded on the quarter patch there. Got to clean them up. While that was cooling in between welds, we got the deck lid stripped off. This area in here, we're just going to go ahead and just scuff it up because it doesn't really matter to me that much. And we started working on the sweet custom spoiler. Ran into a slight issue right there where the fiberglass was wanting to lift. So threw a little bit more resin down there and block sanded the passenger side. So making some headway, small but steady. Is that how it goes? Slow, I think, slow but steady. Whatever, doesn't really matter. Either way, every single night come out here, we get a little bit more done, and that's what matters. So Project Prelude is moving along. This thing is a stripped down dirty girl, but she's getting closer. So tomorrow night we'll be out here back here again, so we'll catch you then. We call this thing right here the heartbreaker, because just when you think you got the body halfway straight, put the block on it. Find all the low spots. That is a heartbreaker right there. But on a side note, we are getting some block sanding done, so it's one step closer on the driver's side. Here we go guys, haven't done a whole lot of recording, just some time-lapse stuff, but we got the driver's side ready for another coat of primer, got it all blocked out. A few low spots here and there, hopefully they'll fill in this time around. Come over here to the, up here, I sandblasted the gas door and the hood hinges, so we're going to get a coat of primer on those. And then got this patch all finished up and got it in fiberglass. So while that dries, we're going to go ahead and spray the driver's side again with some high build primer. There you go, we got another coat on here. Got the driver's side all sprayed again, got the roof sprayed, and then got a coat on the hinges and gas lid. So, yay! One more coat down, probably one more to go. Hopefully this thing sands out. It's pretty close. So, tomorrow night we will get back to working on the driver's side, getting the filler in there and getting that smoothed out, and maybe get that in primer. And block that out again. What's up guys? Didn't do a whole lot of recording the last couple nights, just kind of been trying to hammer it out and get this thing done. We got the quarter panels pretty well ready to go. The lower patch is done, it's ready for primer, and the upper patch area around the antenna just needs a little bit more mud about right in that area. So we're going to mix up some mud, get that on, get it sanded, and get this thing in primer. We might start stripping a fender and a door too. I don't know. We'll see. And do a little bit of more work on this spoiler here. So let's get some Bondo mixed up. What's up, guys? So last night we got the quarter panel back in primer and it is curing out. Still got a couple little pinholes here we need to address, but otherwise it looks really good. Pretty straight, good starting point, good jump off point. So I think tonight we'll probably start stripping this fender and figure out which door is going to be the best, and we will get the doors, or the door, fitted and at least stripped out. So got a lot of stuff to do, time to get to it. Okay, so this is why I have multiple doors, multiple parts. I picked through the best. This red door actually was a cleaner door, less dense on the outside. All the weather stripping is really good in it, glass is good in it. Flip it over, and in this pinch weld here, there's a bunch of rust starting. And then it gets really bad over here. I flaked a bunch of this off with my knife already. But this is not what you want to see. This just keeps growing and it'll eventually start growing on the bottom side of the door, and actually kind of feels a little bumpy right there, like there's probably already some rust starting to come through. So the silver door wasn't probably quite as good on the body skin. The weather stripping is almost perfect. There's a little bit of a tear right there. So I will have a good passenger side weather stripping for sale if anybody needs that. But this pinch weld is perfect. I mean, there's not even a speck of anything in there. So we're gonna go with the silver one. We'll get the red one stripped down, get the weather stripping off of it, get the glass out of it, and put it up for sale. We might just keep it as a shell, I don't know. But that's why people made fun of me for hoarding Honda Prelude parts, but when it comes time to build it, having 6 doors is to your advantage. So these are the best 2 for the passenger side, and this one won. So I will start stripping this one down, taking it apart, and getting it stripped to bare metal, and we'll get it fit on the car. Okay, we're gonna cut in here for what the actual fuck is going on with this door. So this whole thing is full of Bondo, but it feels almost perfectly flat. This whole area was coated. There's a ping here and here and here. There's a little one here and here, but and a couple small ones, but there's no reason for having filler this thick. I have no idea what's going on. It's a pretty damn solid door. It used to be black originally, so whoever painted this silver stripped all the black down, cut it real hard with like a, I don't know, 36 grit grinding disc, and then just put a ton of fucking filler in here. That was why there was that weird spot right here at the door handle I kept rubbing. There was no filler here, but it kind of dipped down and went up. So I don't know, we're gonna keep stripping it because it feels pretty good. There's not a lot wrong with it, I just don't know why there's so much filler in it. So yeah, what the actual fuck is going on here? We'll get this stripped out the rest of the way. I don't know why. I don't know why I have to, you know, just look like this for just stripping a simple door. I'm fucking covered in Bondo and silver paint, but it is what it is. We'll strip it out and see what it looks like. Oh yeah, here it is. We got the door almost all the way stripped, ran out of batteries, just got this little area to do here. So while the battery's charged, we got the door hung, in the front fender hung, we got nice clean quarter to door gaps. And again, nice even gaps to the fender and door. And it's it's not gonna rub. It's tight. I might pull that top of the fender back just a little bit when we go ahead and put it back together after paint, but the factory fender fits so much better than the aftermarket. I don't know why they can't get aftermarket shit to fit better, but it doesn't, and whatever. This side was way easier to set that fender and get it adjusted just right, so yeah. Alright guys, it's going to be a wrap for this one. We got the passenger side quarter back in primer and got the door and the fender fitted and stripped. Stay tuned for next episode. We will get the door and fender in primer and start blocking everything out and probably move back into the engine bay. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.